Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Cami Rants here. And as you can see, we're filming on a different device today. I haven't charged my camera, so I'm going to use my iPad today. And look, got a new backdrop. And so Halloween's coming up next month and I am super prepared, but that's not what we're ranting about today. Today, we are going to talk about the fragility of phones these days. So as you all know, the new Apple iPhone came out, that 10s Max and the 10s, and they're coming out with a 10R pretty soon, which is going to be a cheaper version of the 10s Max or whatever. But I just recently, we cut out camera here, I traded in my Galaxy Note 8, which I'm sad to see it go, for the Apple iPhone 8 Plus. Now, I always go back and forth between the two phones, between the two phone companies, actually. I had Android for, like, the last, I want to say 8 months, and then I just recently switched back to iOS. And, but I had my iPad the whole time, and I had a iPhone 6 that I got through Straight Talk. But that's not talking about my phones. I'm talking about the fragility of phones. So we know, like, back in the day, you know, when we were really cool with phones, you know, they have plastic backings. We were, you know, of course we were scared at first because they were brand new, but then eventually we just sucked it up like, okay, slap a case on that bad boy and it's okay. But now every phone has a glass backing. Even the Note 8 had a glass backing. It didn't look like it, but it was. So you had to be real careful. And I think I only dropped that one time when I had it. But iPhone, they went back to the plastic backing. I think they haven't had it since the 4S, I think. But at that time, we weren't expecting for it to be all glass like it is now. You got, starting I think with the 8 and 8 Plus, so my phone has a glass backing, and I think the front glass too. So it's a lot easier to break. And like I said, the Note 8 also had a glass backing, but I had an OtterBox case on it. Doesn't mean that that's the most durable phone case, but at first, the first like couple months, I was frightened. If I dropped it, it would just crack the back, and I'd be like, oh, gosh, that's at the time I think it was $720. It's a $720 phone. Even though I got it through like my phone company, T-Mobile, but still, that's a hefty amount of money. And so now, like, the iPhones these days are a lot more expensive. The new ones came out, the XS, or 10S, sorry, I keep saying XS, is $999, and the 10X Max is $1,099, or they could just round up to $1,100, but that's what they want to do. But what bothers me is that people are shelling out this amount of money, and it's up to them. Pay your money how you want to pay your money. But you have to be more fragile. And even nowadays, some of these cases aren't protecting it. And it's just ridiculous. And, you know, with the old OtterBoxes, or with the Defender OtterBoxes, they had the ones that came with the screen protector included in the thing. So I went to Target the other day, and I said, well, do you have any more cases or OtterBox cases that come with the screen protector connected to it? The guy there said, no, it's only with the Defender ones. The only Defender cases were for the iPhone 10. I am not ready to upgrade to that yet because I had just gotten my 8 Plus, and I'm happy with it. Okay, you know, I have a lot of issues with the iPhone 10 right now. I haven't tried it out yet, but I had a lot of issues when the 8 came out because I was like, I don't want a phone with a glass back. But now I got the 8 Plus, so maybe in the future, you know, the 10 is in my future. Maybe when I switch back to Android for a little bit and then switch back, I don't know. But the fragility of phones these days, it's like the cases are like barely protecting it now. Like you need a military grade case, like that the military would make, you know, in order to protect your phone. And even those are just protecting the back, because now the back's more important. It will cost more money to fix the back than it will to fix the front. And it's ridiculous because they're just phones. And to a lot of people, like, their life is in their phone. Like, part of my life is in my phone. I have my pictures, I have my contacts, I do online shopping through there. So, I have a lot of my apps, my music's in there and all that stuff. So, yes, I do rely on my phone like most of us do. And most of us rely on technology because we wouldn't have a lot of things like YouTube if we didn't. So, but everything's becoming more fragile now. So, it's like it's more fragile but more expensive. So, wouldn't we want to pay more money for something that's durable and not just saying it's durable? Apple? Now, I'm not dissing Apple because I love the company and I love Samsung and all the other Android companies. I had many phones throughout my years. I just feel like everybody's focused on the bigger batteries or what new technical stuff they could put into the phone. Like with the iPhone 10, the Animoji, that's not available for the now considered older phones like the 8 Plus and 7, which to me they're still fairly new, but they're last year's news. But and they got the AR, the artificial reality, which is included on the 8 Plus. But again, so if you break your phone, you can't replace that. You really can't, because are you going to sit there and shell out another $100 or $1,100 for a new phone, or $900 for a new phone? No. Well, yeah, if you wanted to. And I'm not saying go swimming with your phone, but like a lot, now they're like doing the IP67, IP68, water resistant and dust resistant. I just want to know if my phone's going to survive in the rain. I'm not out there swimming. And even if I went swimming, like if I went to Sandcastle next summer, because it's a little too cold right now to go, I am not taking my phone in there with me. Now, I'm not saying I would risk it getting stolen, but what if it drops in the water? It'll be safe, if it's no more than 3 feet, but the glass is not going to, no. If the glass breaks, the glass breaks. And no water's going to protect that. So it's not just like the glass backing that's fragile, but, and then so people, and then they expect you to buy the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch isn't cheap. That's fragile. I had two, and I broke them I tapped it on my brick pillar I have in my backyard by accident because I was chasing my dog. She was making me mad. But it cracked the screen. I was ticked off. I was like, seriously? A little nick like that cracked the whole screen. And it was still usable. I just didn't want to use it. I do not like cracked screens. I don't understand how people could still use their phones with a cracked screen. That's why I would like a screen protector and a case on it. That's not complete protection, but it's good enough. When I got my 8 Plus, I was scared because I went to T-Mobile after I got off work. I bought it, and then on the way home, I was setting stuff up and re-downloading my apps and all that stuff, and then I was scared. I was like, I thank goodness I had a 7 Plus case from when I had my 7 Plus, because I was scared I was going to drop it, and like I threw it on my bed, and my heart skipped a beat because I thought that soft bed is hard enough to crack the back of my thing. And I'm not ready to pay Apple that much money for that. And that was the same thing that happened with my Note 9. I was scared because it was glass backing. But, eventually over time, we don't really care about the safety of it as much. We still do because they're our phones. They're like our right-hand man and right-hand women. They're our partners in life, And so I just don't like that they're so fragile and they're making us pay so much for fragile phones. Like, I'm not saying make them bricks. There were days when there was a brick phone. The first cell phones were bricks. Not literal bricks, but they call it bricks. Okay. But now we're up to sleeker designs, glossy finishes, glass backings, all this stuff. We're getting rid of parts of the phone that we don't need. We don't have home buttons no more. We're getting rid of headphone jacks. Now, that has nothing to do with the safety of the phone, but we're paying out of our butts for these brand new phones that could easily break. When the iPhone 10 came out, people were leaving the Apple Store. I've seen videos, and they dropped their phone in the Apple Store. And I took a risk when I left T-Mobile because I didn't have a case on me. I wasn't expecting to upgrade. I just wanted to see how much it would cost. And since it was a reasonable price, I'm like, you know, I'm not saying I don't love my Note 8. It was a beautiful phone. I loved it. It's just how I am. Like every once in a while, I'll trade back and forth. So when I switched from my 7 Plus to the Note 8, it was because of that Galaxy commercial that got me. I'm like, oh, well, okay, let me try this out. So I did. I had it for a couple months and I liked it. The pen, I didn't really use it that much, but it was useful. And then a couple days ago, I decided, you know, let's go back to the 8. I mean, let's go back to iPhone, and I went to the 8. Still getting used to it and all that stuff, but I like it. But the thing is, it's fragile, and I feel like no phone case I put on it is going to protect that glass, because if it hits hard enough from whatever, unless I have an OtterBox or a military grade case, it's still going to crack. And I'll still use it because it's a phone, but I can't, no, I just don't want that to happen. So I'm just hoping, like, you know, maybe in the next iPhone or in the next Note, don't care so much about the bigger battery, because we all know what happens when you push the battery too far. Your phone heats up and your phone blows up. Y'all don't want that. Okay, risking your lives for a bigger battery, or, you know, reaching deep into your pockets for something that's, you got to treat like it's a newborn child, fragile. It's more expensive than a kid. I don't know, I don't have a kid, but I'm assuming it is. So that's all for today. I do hope in the future we come out with some more durable phones. Keep the sleek, sexy design, but make it more durable, you know. I mean, what is it? When the Galaxy S8 came out, they had a Galaxy S8 Active. Not saying that it could withstand everything, but they called it an Active, saying we made this so that it could withstand bumps, nicks, all that stuff. And then they had the regular Galaxy S8, the S8 Plus, and then the Note 8. I went for the Note 8 because I just like bigger phones. Hence, I got the 8 Plus instead of the 8. And so, if I ever do go to get the new iPhone 10, I'll probably wait till it, you know, comes down a couple hundred in price and get the 10X Max. By that time, I'm sure the iPhone 15X Max 3.69 400 will come out. By the time I'll buy that phone. But like, comment, subscribe below, and tell me what you guys think. You know, do you think we should start making more durable phones, and if we're going to make them more expensive, or do you think we should just keep making, you know, technical updates and more fragile phones and just paying for it and just shutting up? So let me know in the comment section below. And like I said, like, comment, subscribe, you know, that big red play button, red and white play button. And if you don't find me on this channel, you can go swing on over to my Instagram, which is the Arrow Queens. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.